how you doing? It's Robin Nolan, and in this lesson you'll learn 3 options you can use in your solos when you're soloing over a 2-5-1 progression and you want to use chords. So you're going to learn 3 options for playing chords in your solo over a 2-5-1, and they're all awesome and pretty simple as well. So welcome to the show. When you join this, let me know where you're watching from, if you're watching now or if you're watching in the future. I love to know where people are, and I answer all my comments. So let me know where you're watching from. Click the love, click the thumbs up on YouTube, and welcome. This will be a great show. If you haven't got it already, make sure, if you're a beginner to Gypsy Jazz, to get the Gypsy Jazz crash course. It's awesome. It will help you get up and running, and you get that at gypsyjazzcrashcourse.com. Welcome everybody. So a 2-5-1 is something which you will find in just about every piece of music you play if you play jazz or gypsy jazz. And just to recap, if you're in the key of C major, which I was just playing in then, you've got D minor 7, right? G7 and C major, right? Okay, so you probably know this already. So if we're in C major, or in the C major family, you know, just like us, one big family, we've got D minor 7, which is chord 2, right? Chord 5, G7, and chord 1, the home key of C major. And this progression, we find it all over jazz and gypsy jazz. So that's why it's a good idea to pre-learn ideas when you're soloing. So when you get to that 2-5-1, you can come up with something cool. So I've got 3 options for using chords. And the first option is using this chord, right? You hear that chord. You'll hear kind of gypsy players, and Django used this chord when he was improvising. And it basically, this chord, right? You'll recognize it as the Purple Haze chord from Jimi Hendrix, right? It's the Jimi Hendrix chord. So it's a sharp 9 chord, and what it does, it replaces the dominant 7th, the 5 chord. Okay, so if chord 2 was D minor 7, right, and in this music, gypsy jazz, we kind of play it like this, right? So that will be a typical D minor 7, right? D, F, C, and F. And then what we do for the chord 5, which is interesting for this lesson because we can use it in our solos, is go, right? And you notice I was kind of giving it a bit of welly there, a bit of kind of making it sound a bit gnarly, because it really kind of, when you've got a G in the bass, right? Say the bass player's playing a G7 or a G and the chord's playing G, and you go, it really kind of cuts it up and stands out. So I want you to try this next time you play a 2-5-1. Play a line over the D minor 7. When you get to the G7, just go, right, and drop that C7 sharp, what is it? C7 sharp 9, C7 sharp 9, right? And that will replace the G7. So instead of, right, we're going to go, and it's something like it's the tritone substitution or whatever. If you know me, you know my lessons don't dwell too much on theory, so that's what's going to happen. So if I just loop a 2-5-1 for you, I'll throw that in, and you can hear how it sounds. So I'll put a kind of swing feel to it. Welcome. So this is the looper pedal. Okay, so there's the 2-5-1, right? There's the C major, D minor 7, G7, C major. Okay, what we're going to do is replace the G7 with that chord, okay? Remember we learned that chord? D minor 7, now, and then the C major, okay? So in context, you can surround it by some lead lines. D minor 7, drop that chord in, and it sounds really great. Okay, so that's your first option, okay? That chord, the Jimi Hendrix chord, which replaces the 5 chord. So in C, the G7's there on the 3rd fret, right? But we go, right? And we throw that chord, which is really gnarly and kind of gives this music the flavor it's got. You know, gypsy jazz, it's not just smooth jazz, but it kind of goes like that. Okay, that's option number 1. Option number 2 is a lot smoother, actually. So for the D minor 7, we're going to play, right? So we're going to bar it on the 3rd fret of the guitar here. And then, so the notes, this is a D minor 7 type chord, right? So F, C, E, and G. And that's a D minor 11 kind of sound, right? It's kind of a modern sounding chord. So instead of D minor 7, we go, right? We're going to use this in our solo in a second. We're going to go. And then what we do with that chord for the G7 is just go, right? So we keep the first finger there. Watch what happens with the fingers there. So we just move that one finger down a fret, and that creates a G13 kind of sound, you know, over the G7. So in this context, let me put a rhythm track again, and I'll use both those options. So far we've got D minor 7, then we've got the Jimi Hendrix chord, right, for G7, and then the other one is right for the G7. So 2 options so far. Let's lay down the 2-5-1. So got to concentrate. Okay, there's the G7 to C. Okay, that's a 2-5-1. Okay, first option. Okay, first option again. Okay, it sounds pretty gnarly, right? So surround it with a melody. Okay, so D minor 7. Okay, now this option number 2, a lot smoother. Okay, let's see. So 2-5-1, D minor, G7, C. This is option number 2, right? Okay, a lot smoother. Okay, option number 1. Okay, option 1. See, there's 2 options so far, right? And this is basically what's happening in this lesson is you're going to learn 3 options for using chords in your solo over a 2-5-1 progression, okay? Now, I hope everybody's doing great and everyone's staying positive and playing a lot of guitar, because I know I have been. And I've been making a lot of lessons and looking after a lot of my students. If you really want to take the next step, then I encourage you to go to gypsyjazzclub.com. There's a 14-day free trial at the moment. You can go there to gypsyjazzclub.com and you'll be blown away. So if you really want to get personal coaching from me and join a community, go to gypsyjazzclub.com. Option number 3, right? We're going to go up the neck now, okay? So we're going to play the D minor here. Right, that's the 2 chord, right? And we're going to play it with the, that's D minor 9, right? There's the pinky on the 12th fret. This is barred on the 10th fret. And then what we're going to do for the G7 is go, right? So, right? So D minor 9. So the D minor 9 is really easy, right? Then what we do is drop that and add this finger, right? So you got, and then you carry on with your line. Okay, I'm going to put that one in context now. Let's set up the 2-5-1. Concentration. Okay, G7. C, okay? Here's the latest one. Okay, so there's the 2 chord. whatever C. Okay, option 1. Okay, number 1. Okay, number 2 was this one. Now I'll mix them up a bit, okay? Sound great in your solos, right? Those 3 under your fingers, then you've got the option, right? C, okay? Okay. Okay. So there you have it. There's 3 options for you, which should help you when you solo over a 2-5-1 using chords. Of course, there's many more, but the way I teach is to just learn one idea at a time, and maybe one of those voicings you didn't know before, and you can try it the next time you improvise over a 2-5-1, and I bet it'll sound really great. So thanks for watching this show. If you're a beginner, make sure you grab the crash course, gypsyjazzcrashcourse.com. It's completely free and it will get you up and running with Gypsy Jazz. If you're ready to get coaching from me, join the community, then go to gypsyjazzclub.com. You can grab a 14-day trial right now. And I wish you all the best. Stay positive, right? Stay inspired, stay safe, and play lots of guitar. So lots of love from me, okay? See you soon.